Welcome back, Falcons Nation. Sorry it took me so long to post this 2019 NFL Draft response for your Atlanta Falcons. So it's going to take me a little minute, really, just because I kind of, I guess I kind of got stuck between being optimistic and disappointed. And that was probably a lot of us on really day two of the draft. Really, probably the entire draft for a lot of Falcons fans. Probably were a little bit disappointed. Day one, I was okay with. I already made a post about that. I was completely okay with that. Day two, I kind of wanted to trade up. Realized that we're probably not going to once the third round kind of started to dwindle down. Reports came out that Atlanta tried to trade up. I heard that it was probably going to be the Lions or the Rams, but it's all good. So I would probably say that's all right, because we typically have built or gotten some pretty good pretty good athletes, players out of round 4 and beyond. So Devontae Freeman, Grady Jarrett, the first ones that come to mind, considered to be top 5 in their positions at some point in time. So that's great value. So day 4 rolled around, our pick rolled up. I can't remember. Forgive me if I'm kind of sketchy on the details. This is just another car talk, so I'm kind of just going stream of conscious here a little bit. But I think we traded up twice on day 3. I was okay with that. I was okay with trade up. I was just hoping that we got someone good. So we got, what is this boy's name? Sheffield? Let me look it up real quick. I literally disconnected myself for this long just so I wouldn't overreact. Kendall Sheffield, Ohio State. Yeah, so I really wanted Chris Boyd out of Texas. I liked him a lot. He didn't have the speed of Sheffield. Sheffield apparently runs a 4.2, mid 4.2s, which is dangerously fast. I like Chris Boyd from Texas just because he was complete. He thumped. He covered very well. He had some size to him. He didn't have really any durability issues. He got injured, I think, a little bit in Texas. But anyways, let's not talk about him. Sheffield, speed, it's about the thing that comes to mind. Not just comes to mind, but you watch him. There's a clip of him on Footwork, I think King Footwork on Twitter, of his drills, dude. That dude has some quick feet, man. It reminds me of True Font. True Font's footwork is fantastic. It's just his confidence gets to him, and of course his hands are not great. But Kendall Sheffield, his speed and footwork is incredible. I was reading that he made a transition. I think he originally was in Alabama. He went to junior college. Of course, he ended up at Ohio State. I heard he was really good in junior college. But I think the transition from junior college to big time school like Ohio State, it was a little steep for him. So he didn't make quick as an adjustment as possible. And after listening to, some conversations on this pick, I didn't have much of a problem afterwards. When it initially happened, I had an issue. So again, that's kind of what took so long for me to get this video up. I had to find something positive because I didn't want to overreact. But yeah, quick feet. This is another one of Quinn's guys. He has decent size for an outside corner. I initially thought he was a return guy with all that speed, but no, he's a legit corner. He's apparently going to start off as a nickel, then move outside. And this is one of those Quinn's guys that I say in a sense of him molding. He has that speed. That speed's not going anywhere. He can blow out 2 knees. He'll still run a 4.36. I mean, this guy apparently runs a 4.26. That's incredible. This is one of those Quinn guys in the sense that he can mold them. He's going to mold Kendall. He's great at molding. Quinn is fantastic at molding talent. He really is. So I don't expect him to not mold this guy into a potential cornerback one for us if Trufant leaves or something happens somewhere else down the road. Oliver's going to lock down one side. I really like Oliver's game, but this guy really reminds me of Trufant in a way of his quick twitchiness. I like Sheffield a lot in that case. Have no issue with him getting molded. Don't expect much of him in year one at all. I'm just going to definitely say, understand that he is, again, a mold guy. But with all that speed, man, he's going to be dangerous for us. I'm going to tell you what. Again, I'm thinking he's going to start behind KZ. KZ's going to move in the nickel position. So that's nothing to worry about there. So just know that it wasn't a wasted pick. This is a guy that has some great talent. I'm going to move on to John Kaminsky. John, he seems to be a very interesting prospect in the sense that he apparently came into college like 215 quarterback. They converted him to a DN. He put on like 70 pounds. Unbelievable. I watched a little bit of him. He seems to have power. In the Senior Bowl, he showed a lot of power. This guy's only played the position for so long, and that seems to be a thing. The Falcons are getting people that they can elevate, which is really trusting in these coaches, which I trust them. You look at McGarry. He only played his position really 4 seasons, but he only literally played for 3 years, like a legit game time for 3 years. This guy, Kaminsky, he only played his position for about 3 or 4 years. With Sheffield, this guy's transitioning. So it's like either they haven't played long or they're transition, something with these top guys here. But John Kaminsky is going to be a DN. Apparently, he's going to be one that they can move inside as well. Dimitrov has asked him to put on about 300 pounds, or not to put on 300 pounds, but to be about 300 pounds. That would be gigantic. This dude would be a sumo wrestler. Yeah, man. I mean, for this guy to put on that much weight and run in a 4.6 is scary. He tested amazingly at the combine. This is probably the best actual athlete that we've drafted. I mean, I can't even begin to even imagine what his ceiling could be. It's not even fair on him to say that he could be a Pro Bowler or like a dominant force. But realistically, he could. He could. If he takes well to coaching, which nothing tells me he won't. This guy is motivated to put on 70 pounds. To me, and to still be that athletic is unbelievable. Kaminsky may be one of the steals of the draft once we look back in a couple years. I don't think he can do much for us right now because he's still pretty raw. But he is going to be... He's one of those guys. I mean, he's 6'5", 286, man. He's humongous. He's one of those guys, man. You look at this cat, you're like, okay, he's intimidating. And he will actually, when he actually shows up on the field, I'm sure that's going to be even dangerous. So I like the Kaminsky pick. Again, he's small school. I didn't know anything about him. I wanted a different guy here, but I'm not a professional, So leave that to the professionals. So I was completely okay with that pick. And then we got running back, which I believed we were going to get a running back. I just didn't think it was going to be this guy. Quadri Olison. He's running back out of Pitt. Picked him in the 5th round. Huge dude. 6'1", 228 pounds, my guy. I mean, he's big. I mean, Falcons put up a run of his on their Twitter account. This dude ran 97 yards, stiff-armed the guy, and front flipped in the end zone. This dude is humongous. I think him and Gurley are technically the same size, but he's not of course, Gurley's a whole different animal. That even though you might have the same height and weight, how the weight is, dispersed across your body can be different, and how much muscle mass and body fat and everything. But anyways, he's big. He's gonna be our 1 yard punch it in, third down type of dude. Like, you got short route, because we were terrible on short yardage situations. I don't know the numbers, but we were bad. Couldn't punch it. Could not do anything with it. I love Tevin Coleman. I predicted his draft pick when we picked him. I don't have that posted anywhere, but I recorded it, and I had a mock draft that year. I can't remember when he got drafted by us, and I was like, we're gonna get Tevin Coleman third round, and we did. Or in the second, something like that, second or third round we did. I was very, very excited. But Tevin Coleman was a bigger guy, but he didn't have that power. He was a home run threat. This guy has power. Quadri, he has power. He will fight. He's a monster. He will fight every yard. He's not expected to be Devontae Freeman's replacement. Nothing like that. Devontae Freeman, I don't think we're going to look for a replacement unless he's not going to pan out with the injuries that he's had. I believe he will. I pray he will. We just don't know. We can only hope. But yeah, this guy's third down back, man. People say why when we have Brian Hill. Well, again, like I heard in a podcast, and I agree with, need competition. All of our positions have competition now. Okay? Most of them. At least the ones that need it. This guy's going to give him competition, and the best guy will win. And Brian Hill's already been around the league. He hasn't done much. He's not bad. This guy may push him. This guy may push him to the next level. Or Quadri may win it. May the best man win. So, moving on from there, we picked Jordan Miller. I believe he was a number 3 cornerback. I don't think he was a starter, but I think he was a backup. I think there was, I'm not sure exactly. Let me research some stuff about him. But when I looked at him, he's long cornerback, can get after it against coverage. I have no issues with him at all. That looks like another Dan Quinn guy that he'll just mold. He doesn't seem to have to do a lot of molding with Jordan, like, at all. It just seems to be, he just needs to get some playing time, get some experience under his belt, and probably a little bit like Oliver. Oliver just doesn't seem like he needed a lot of molding. It just seemed like he, just needed some time to grow as an NFL player. Jordan Miller, looking at 6'1", 186. He's not a big guy. He's running about a 4.49. It's not bad at all. Yeah, so we're looking at right here. He injured his leg at Arizona State. And there we go. Side, 7 tackles. Let's say tall, but he's thin, which he is. He's projected in the 5th round. We took him in the 5th round. Ability to bump and run, mirror. Has athletic ability. His length and profile should make him. He says he's not really physical, which is fine. He's more of a cover guy. Completely cool. We got Keanu Neal back there to put some authority in some people. But I like Kendall. Jordan. I think he can become more physical. I didn't see that anything that he shies from contact. He just probably gets ran clean over. But yeah, man. I mean, he's just another guy that'll just have to grow and maybe put on a little bit more size. And if he just puts on more size, in my opinion, to be able to lay that thump, yeah, he doesn't need to just clean somebody's clock, but just get a solid tackle in open field. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring the guy down, bring a running back down. Just don't get stiff armed and thrown across the planet. Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. We're not gonna worry about that. Marcus Green, 6th round pick, man. I really like what I see from Marcus Green. On the real, like Marcus Green is very athletic, and we're listening to him as a running back. He was more of like a gadget player in college. He was more. It seemed like he was more like a weapon, really. He was a return specialist. He caught the ball from the slot position, And I think he did some running back things. But yeah, he's a weapon, man. He's going to be that back there in our return, as a return guy. Give some competition to Justin Hardy and whoever else is competing back there. I like him. I like him because he doesn't seem like a guy that we're going to cut off the team just like right away. He seems like a guy that will contribute right away to special teams. Most of these guys are probably going to contribute to special teams. But Marcus really feels like he's going to contribute immediately, especially if he wins out that position, that punt return or kick return spot. Yeah, he's going to be a force. I'm not sure why they put him as a running back. I'm not sure. 5'9", 191, sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I think he's a weapon for the Atlanta. Jet sweeps and everything like that. Open space, break some people's ankles and keep it moving. But I will say this. I'm going to hit one undrafted free agent guy. It's either going to be him or it's going to be Alamade Zacchaeus. I'm not sure how you say his name. That dude right there from Virginia, he is good. He is good. Man, at least the footage I saw of him, that dude right there is good, man. Him, and if we can keep both him and Marcus Green, I'm happy. I'm happy if we can keep both of them on the real. They're about the same size. He's 5'8", 188 pounds. Man, there's no test of his as far as 40s or anything like that. But man, this dude right here, he has speed. I'm thinking 4'3" something. This dude has some wiggle to his run. This dude reminds me of like Tyreek Hill a little bit. He does, like a poor man's Tyreek Hill. I don't like to use poor man's because I don't want to insult anybody. But that's really what it seems to. Like, he will break you down. He's explosive. He has acceleration. This dude's good, man. He's just smaller. That's really what it is. Like, the guys about his size seem to be, you got to be a crazy athlete, at a big time school or something to, what I'm saying? Like putting up record numbers and getting national attention. But apparently he had drop problems of the ball. He will just, he'll just drop the ball. I'll talk to a Virginia fan on YouTube, and they were saying that he had some issues early on, but he got better his senior year. So if he can improve, shoot, man, I'm with it, man. I like him. Zacchaeus, and I like Marcus Green. They're very similar in size. Very, very similar. Built kind of guy. So that's going to be a very interesting competition on which one of them makes the roster. I hope they both do. And which one of them contributes on special teams. I hope they both do. I hope we can get them out there on the field and just show their talent, right then and there. I love dudes with bursts. I love dudes with a little bit of thickness to them that can deliver a punch. I love it, man. So overall, we addressed a lot of needs. We did. We addressed a lot of needs. I'm happy with it. I'm happy how we drafted. Looking at it now, when I first looked at it, I really wasn't happy, but I'm good now. We addressed the needs that we needed with our O-line. We got a defensive end. Maybe we'll get some more talent out of the undrafted free agency. But more than anything, guys, we needed to protect Matt Ryan. We never really invested a lot of time into protecting Matt Ryan. Or a lot of resources or players. We invested a lot of resources, okay, to protect Matt Ryan. A lot of money, a lot of draft capital. And I heard something here and there that Dimitrov or Arthur Blank more than likely had a conversation with Dimitrov about this. $100 million quarterback there. You got to protect him. We are just now addressing that to the fullest extent, probably the best we've ever seen. So just know that this is, again, still going to be a very special year. It's not going to change. We all wanted some defensive linemen. We did bring some guys back. We brought Adrian Claiborne back. We brought Rasheed Hageman back. We got Tyler Davison. We just got to hope that we have some health across the line that Kaminsky can develop over the time that he's with Atlanta. And I believe he will. I think we all should believe that he will. I think a part of the sports is being overtaken. Well, has probably always been overtaken, but is definitely seeming like it's being more overtaken by emotions instead of optimism. And again, that's why I took some time away. I really believe we should be more optimistic on our team. Our team we should vicariously live through them or whatever. And it shouldn't just be an emotional investment. It will be, but it should also be optimistic. The next day mentality. Even if you never achieve anything, let's say like a Super Bowl, which we will, but let's say in your lifetime you don't see a Super Bowl or something like that, that's fine. But you did more for your health by believing. Some people may have the opposite mindset, say you did less for your health by believing. You should have just went somewhere else. But you have the right to move somewhere else, but always believe. If you stop believing in one team, go to another team and believe in them. Just always understand that you need to believe for your own health, because they're not going to feel it from you. So do it for your own self. And I'm going to believe in this team. I have my criticisms on, some things. People have criticisms on some things. I think that's going to come with it. But I think if we settle ourselves in optimism and positivity and knowing that we're going to move forward, we're going to have a better outcome, not only for ourselves. We're going to have a better outcome, hopefully, for our team and the influence and the support and them seeing like, wow, the fans are standing by. We're packing out the house. This is a unique fan base. What if you pack out the house, even in a losing record? Well, what would that do for the players? What if we change the game as fans? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, we want them to change the game, but what if we changed it too? I understand we're investing money and things like that, but I mean, we'll I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to talk some positivity, probably less logical, but I'm just trying to be positive here. But I give the draft overall a B. Maybe a B minus. Probably gonna say B minus because I wanted us to trade up. I didn't want the Patriots to get Winovich. I didn't want the Saints to get Lil Jordan Humphrey. If we got either one of those guys or Chris Boyd, I would have been boom, baby, B plus. But nobody got what they wanted in this draft, but we got what we needed, I believe. So we did need some more defensive linemen, but we addressed that in free agency, So, man, there's a decent list of undrafted free agents. The best one is the Zacchaeus guy. You know what? We're going to be okay. Georgia fans, I have a small message for you. We did get Jason Stanley, okay? We did get Jason Stanley, all right? He didn't do much in Georgia, but he is an undrafted free agent signing. If you guys were wondering, why did we go with Quadri Olison and not Elijah Holyfield? Elijah Holyfield's 40 time was like a 4.7. And when we needed him to show strength, he got stuffed like 3 times against Florida at the 1-yard line. That's not what the Falcons need. They already struggled. So don't think it's a personal thing. And I'm a Georgia fan. I'm a Bulldog. But it's not personal. It's just when Elijah Holyfield is not hitting, you're behind one of the best O-lines in the nation. That's as representative as an NFL O-line as you're going to get. And you didn't punch it in. Call it a scheme, but he did not punch it in. Would Quadri have punched it in? I don't know. All I know is Elijah didn't. On top of that, he didn't show the speed. So if you turn on that one film, which it does matter, that's your resume, and then you turn on your 40, it's going to be hard to help you out there. You see what I mean? So I love him. Elijah Holyfield got picked up by our rival, Panthers. Game on. So that's that, Georgia fans. I don't know why we don't draft from there, but Falcons love the Pac-12 and Falcons love the ACC. So there you have it. But it is what it is, guys. It was a great draft as far as hitting needs. that we didn't hit in the free agency as good as we should have, even though we invested money in the O-line. We needed some solid backups, and we have either 2 in the first round or we have 2 in Carpenter and Brown. So we'll see how it goes, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Hope you guys know that we're going to have a great season. Everything you guys are going through, everything's going to work out for you. No matter if the light is far or the light is close, just know it's going to work out. It's just a small little positive message in there. So I hope you guys have a great off season. Hit that like, that subscribe. God bless, and rise up.